Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think they can't control their minds.
So people that can't control their minds.
Yeah, you can't control your mind, you can't control your body. You can't control your body, you can't control your actions. Which is why people are like, I'm always overwhelmed. Overwhelmed doesn't happen in action, it happens in your mind. Because someone could be doing 20 times as much as you and they're not overwhelmed because of the way, it's not the work that overwhelms people, it's the way they think about the work that overwhelms people. So if you ever talk to somebody that's in a constant struggle loop, what do they always say? Oh, I'm tired and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm ripping and running. But then when you ever sit down and ask them, like, what are you doing? They can't always articulate exactly what's making them tired. It's the way they think about what they're doing. Like, it's sad because it's like, I personally believe that inside of every lazy, shiftless person, there is a version of them that is like extraordinary. But if they don't shift their mind, they can never meet that extraordinary version of themselves. So for me, when I'm talking to people, what I'm listening for is like, are they making excessive excuses or are they taking accountability? Are they asking questions to get answers or are they asking questions to get more excuses? Like some people be like, okay, what's the least I could do to get this done? Like that's like a question. That's like a question to figure out how little, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, I don't know, it's a way that they phrase the questions. Not just are they, and then some people don't even ask questions. How you not asking no questions? How you don't got questions?
That's true. I feel like if you should have a question about everything.
Yeah, like even when I was listening to an interview with Melody Hobson and she was talking about when people don't, like, she was just like, but one thing that I say is the quality of your questions determine the quality of your life. And she was saying something very similar. Like she can tell where someone is going based on the questions that they're asking. And it's unfair though, because I know that, I don't know, I know that it's unfair. Like life be giving people some really hard circumstances. And I really wish I could do a full-on study about how there are some people that take lemons and genuinely make entire lemon companies. And then there are other people that take lemons and they just put them in a backpack and let them be a weight.
Would you judge a person off their question or a person that don't ask a question?
I prefer a person that asks a question over a person that doesn't even ask. Like I'm gonna always answer it, even if I coach you through asking a better question, I'm gonna answer your question. So like I would much prefer, like I have clients, like they pay me a ton of money, but I'm like, yo, you ain't got no questions? Like that's crazy to me, dog. Like that's just like why are you paying me to not get the information from me that you are paying for? Like you're paying for direct access. I put out thousands of hours I have 2,400 plus hours of content on YouTube for free. Like anyone in the world could go and watch every single last one of those videos and distill like decades of information from me. It's going to be segmented. It may not be complete. It's not for that purpose, but like you could get started there. We have people who've landed 7-figure contracts from reading our book. So it's like, I already have information out there. I put out a lot of assets. So if you pay to get direct coaching from me, I assume that's because you're like, okay, I want more access to ask questions based on the content you've already put out. Like I want to be able to spit ideas off of you. I want to be able to get direct strategy. I want to leverage it. And so to me, it's really sad when people don't leverage it, because I think what happens is people get close access to you and then they start treating you common. And I'm like, you can treat me however you want because you're paying for that, right? But it would be a mistake. Like it would be a mistake because I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep doing, I'm going to keep developing, and I'm always learning, like second by second. So I much prefer someone who asks questions over someone who doesn't. But I also know that one of our enemies is our minds. And if your mind is telling you like, oh, that's a dumb question and you're not going to ask, or, she won't answer that, or I already know what to do. And it's like, there is clearly a block. If you believe you already know what to do and you're not doing it, you should be asking mindset questions. Like, hey, I already know what to do, but I'm not doing it. Why do you think that is? And then I can ask you diagnostic questions to figure out why is that. If you don't know what to do, but you have the right mindset, you should be asking strategy questions. So you should be like, hey, this is the offer that I have developed, but I don't really know how to sell it. Like something's holding me back. Like just give me like one thing that I could do every day for the next 30 days to just focus me a little bit. So then you should be asking strategy questions. If you don't even know how to ask a strategy question, then you probably have a technical question, and I probably have a module in our program or an additional resource to guide you to, because the best students are those who read the underlying material and then ask questions about the underlying material. One of the reasons why people don't have questions is because they don't read. So if you don't read and you don't study the underlying material, then obviously you don't have questions because you haven't done any work. And entrepreneurship, you have to be learning and doing at the same time.
So take yourself out your shoes and put your shoes on in one of your audience. What would be a good question you would ask if you wasn't in your shoes to ask yourself? Like, what do you, like, you could see yourself in the audience and you looking at Ashley.
They're all different. I
I'm
mean,
saying, like, what's a, just, if you could just pinpoint, like, just a random question.
I think a great question that they could ask is like, how long should I be prepared to follow a course of action before I see results?
Period.
Like, how long is this going to take? Because I feel like a lot of people, they fail
like
because they think it's going to be too short. So they're just like, oh, it didn't work in 10 days, or it didn't work. I sent out 1,000 pitches and I didn't get a contract. I'm done. And it's like, who does that? Like, if you look at Will Smith, if you just look at anybody great, they invested decades to be great. Whereas now, people won't even invest a day. Like, I saw, I had a waiter at this restaurant, 24-year-old guy from Chicago. He was like, yeah, I had to get out of Chicago. And I was like, oh, okay, why? He was like, it takes too long to make it in Chicago. He was like, people in Chicago be working from 24 to 34 just to make it. I'm like, you think 34 is old? I'm like, you won't invest 10 years in what you believe in? And he was just like, 10 years, that's crazy. That's why I moved to Atlanta. I got to get on now. I'm like, oh, okay.
I seen it happen, though.
It's not sustainable. Even if you've seen someone move to Atlanta and get on in a year, quote unquote, get on in a year, that did not take them a year. They were already preparing to be that person. Now, I've seen get rich quick schemes like during the pandemic and during COVID, and a lot of those coaches are not still around because they just had no sustainability to their business. They had a come up, which is a little bit different. It's like winning the lottery. Like, most people who win the lottery get broke again because they didn't build wealth. It was handed to them. And if you don't build it, you don't develop the tools to sustain it. Building isn't just so that you can work hard for no reason. It's so that you know how to sustain what you are working hard for. Most people think they need money. They don't. They need discipline. So it's like, you can't sustain what you don't work for. It's like if someone handed me like, let's say I won the Wimbledon. It's like this really big tennis tournament. And they were like, Ashley, you won. You didn't have to do anything for it. You didn't have to compete. You won the Wimbledon. I will never win that again because I don't know how to compete at that level. I didn't go through all the steps. I didn't do all of the training. I didn't do all of the things. So someone handing you a whole lot of money, that's one thing, but you likely can't sustain it because you didn't do the work to get it. That's why second generation millionaires and people whose families just give them a ton of money, a lot of those kids go and snort it away, drink it away. Like, they don't have the money. Maybe it takes a couple generations depending on how much money it was, but like, if you don't build the muscle to sustain it, a lot of times you won't sustain it. Sure. That's why what people don't need is money, they need skills. Melody Hobson was like, her career has always been deeply rooted in her expertise. And she was like, that's what makes me different. She was like, I'm finance all day. I know I'm studying everything about finance. I'm working towards that. That's where I'm at. And that takes decades. But no one wants to hear that. They don't want to do anything. I mean, not everybody, but like, there's just a lot of people that don't want to do that work.
They don't want to do the work
No. And that's okay. I mean, that's okay for them. It's not okay for me. I have goals, but it's okay if they want to live that way, that's fine. Like, in America, you get to keep all of your excuses. They're free, no tariffs on them. Like, you get to keep them. You ain't got to worry about Trump coming to take them. He gonna let you keep them. like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, you get to keep them. Even if they're justified or beautiful, you still get to keep your excuses.
Do you think you got to be in a good place mentally to receive a wealth mentally, financially? You got to be in a good place.
I think wealth
in
is
life?
mindset.
Oh, okay.
I don't think, I mean, you know, it comes up physically, but I think it starts mentally. Like, I've had moments where I didn't have money, but I was never broke. Like, I never had a poverty mindset. Like, it was just, I just happened to be, like, temporarily poor. But I think for me, a poverty mindset comes from feeling hopeless, like it'll never work out. Because if you feel hopeless, you'll never do anything. Because it's like, why would I go to work? Why would I try? Why would I do this? Because it's pointless. Like, I think a poverty mindset is rooted in scarcity and hopelessness. So, you know, there's not enough for me. It won't work. I've seen people try, they fail. It's negativity. It's that. So I don't think it's necessarily just how much money you have. But that's just my opinion. And I do think it's easy to be hopeless if you are constantly around hopelessness. So, I mean, it's not really fair how wealth is distributed in this country. But even though it's not fair, us stewing in the fact that it's not fair still doesn't help us to change our family's position in life.
When you say what you be around is what you could be.
Yeah, it's like, And I wish, you know, I wish more parents would have done a better job of giving their kids goals instead of letting their kids figure everything out on their own. Like, that's a big mistake that I see with people that I'm working with, are like, when I talk to people and I talk about their upbringing, they're just like, my mom wasn't even, they were just glad I graduated high school, or they were just glad I did this, they were just glad I did. It's always like something minimal, and then they didn't know how to set like those goals for themselves. Who's calling me? Oh, spam.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some kids do be rebellious against that too.
They are.
I had an aunt, and she picked his profession, and he did everything he can do to fail it after he was up under Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan had that camp.
Mm-hmm.
And he went there, he acted a fool after she paid all that money at U of I, because it was out there.
He went to U of I?
No, he went to, that was Michael Jordan camp, basketball camp.
Mm.
And
he was gonna be a basketball player?
Yeah, he's 6'2". And she, you know, she was like, this is what you're gonna do. This, you know, it was an investment. And he went out there and acted a fool and turned around and told her that's not what he wanna do.
Okay, so what's he gonna do?
He's a cameraman now.
Okay. Is he good at it?
He went from that to now he's in Boston. He do a lot of stock.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
So he puts on Facebook, and he say, y'all parents need to stop trying to pick y'all kids' career.
He's just ungrateful.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's just ungrateful. But I'm gonna tell you this: if she wouldn't have picked this career, he wouldn't have found his own. Ooh, because the goal is to give your kids direction. Yeah. It's not to like force them to go that direction. But if she wouldn't have given him no direction, he wouldn't have had any need to go and find something that he actually enjoyed, because he wouldn't have even known what he didn't enjoy. Mm-hmm. So it's still good that she did that. I just really feel like there are some people who are blaming their parents for stuff, and they're just ungrateful. Like, I know like my parents raised me and my brother so well, but me and my brother have very different opinions on how that went. Mm. But I mean, it was a great childhood. Like, there really wasn't, and it's also possible that in the same house we had different experiences, but it was a really good childhood. And I just think that, I think that a lot of kids are ungrateful, and they don't give their parents any grace. And then they grow up, like, I'm gonna raise my kids so different. And then you become a parent and you're like, oh crap, this stuff is hard. Mm-hmm. Like, it is not easy to be responsible for another human when you still have your own goals and dreams and aspirations. I think most good parents do the best that they can. It would be great if more parents did give kids direction. And then it'd be great if they actually talked to them about real things. Like, my nieces were at our house, and I was like, okay, what are y'all doing with your lives? And they were just like, I'm gonna be a hairstylist. And I was like, all right, bet. Let's look at the average amount that a hairstylist makes. What kind of life do you want to live? How often do you want to travel? Every month. Every month? Oh, okay, great. Let's look up the average cost of a trip. You want to go in country, out of country, every month, out of country. Okay. this is what the average hairstylist makes. This is what the average hairstylist, hair salon owner makes in your city. Does that afford, this is what average trip costs? Like, you need to be realistic with your kids, like what life actually costs, because they have no concept because you pay for everything. Yeah. So they're setting goals thinking mom and daddy gonna always foot the bill. And it's like, nah.
What you want to do? That's what you want to do? A traveling nurse? Let's look it up, see how much money you're going to make. Where you going to live at?
Yeah.
LA? You want to see how much they rent is?
Right. Like, they don't, kids don't know.
Yes, I do that to my kids.
They need to know. And I told Christelle, I was like, Christelle, right now mommy and daddy pay, but eventually you're going to pay your own bills. I don't want to pay my bills, Christelle. You're going to have
son, DJ. What you want to do? I want to work at McDonald's as a manager. I said, so everybody laughed. I said, let's break it down. Do you want to own your own McDonald's? Do you want to run your McDonald's? Do you want to flip the burgers? And he said, good question. I'll come back. I'm like, it's a great success at McDonald's now. But what you want to do?
Even that, like, we just learned those franchises are,
because you can go nationwide, international. It's just what you want to do with it.
Yeah, it's just like, just preparing our kids. I just don't think they know what's going on. And I think we also need more men. Like, I was watching that show Forever. Have you watched that show?
You gotta stop sending me movies.
Girl,
I don't watch
it's like a new Netflix series. And I watched it last night, Forever. And it's about this little teenage couple. And the boy has both his parents, and his dad has such good combos with him. And he's like, this is what it takes to be a man. This is what you need to do. If you like her, this is what you need to think about. Like, okay, she's difficult, but sometimes great women are difficult. And like, this is how you need to support her, and this is what you need to do. And it was just like, man, how many women aren't getting the best version of their men because their men never had a dad who taught them how to be a man. Mm-hmm. And then we have to like suffer the consequences of that as women because your daddy ain't have no conversations with you growing up. Mm. It's a really good show because I like seeing. And then the other girl, the little girl, her mom is a single mom, and she works a lot, and she works nights. And like, the girl does everything in her power to just not make her mom worried about her, but that means she's not telling her mom the truth. And she has all these issues, and she's not bringing them to her mom. Yeah, it's a good show. It shows you like how different people handle different things, even though we're all black. Like how different socioeconomic classes, different family structures, how everything's like different. It's really good. Me and Chris had some good parenting conversations after that. I was like, what would you do? And how would you do this? And how would you do that?
I gotta watch it.
It's good.
To do this. I got like 4 movies that you have told me to watch, but I can't remember. That's why
I need to text them. Mm-hmm. Forever is really good.
You do not watch TV. I watch the news.
I should have been doing. You do watch the news. Now I don't watch the news at all. There's nothing. I may read.
I invest in like stuff, and I watch a lot.
Oh yeah, the business news is good.
CNN and stuff like that. Local would be cool.
Local is horrible.
But see, my local is everybody's. It ain't where I'm at. Like I watch New York, Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago. They only put just the importance of things, not neighborhoods though.
What time is it? I can't believe I'm about to go do this whole event.
10 o'clock, 10, 11.
I'm tired, like.
You are?
Girl, yes. I just did a 2-day event.
I was saying you should have been feeling good from the gym.
No, the gym does not make. Some people, I don't know if that's like a skinny people thing, like where they be going to the gym and they're skinny and so they just get more energy. I be going to the gym and I'm tired. It's probably the only thing that makes me tired is going to the gym.
I feel good, but see, me and you do 2 different things because I need an instructor.
Oh, you take classes?
I got to. I ain't gonna listen to myself. I'm gonna be exhausted, tired, and then I don't know how to work the machines. So now I quit.
I did
again. And then I'm like, how many times I gotta do this? I need an instructor.
Yeah.